Welcome to Wall Street. This is the Stocks with Josh show, and I'm with the Stock Squad tonight. I'm going to break down some market signals that I think entirely pave the way for the next big move. We're going to go over oil again. We have to understand the impact it's going to have on the markets. I'm going to talk to you guys about the SPY RSI and what I am going to be specifically watching for. And then we've got VIX, which measures volatility and fear. And between those three, we're going to dial in what exactly the market is positioned to do right now. Let me welcome Stock Up with Larry Jones, Keenan Grace, and Stockmo, the legendary Stock Squad. And we're going to get their reactions on a host of subjects as well as hot stocks. I'm going to go over a couple small cap winners that have just been absolutely ripping higher. I bet you guys know what at least one of them is. You can drop that name in the chat, and I'm going to lay out another one that has been talked about on this show, but it's begun to move, and I think that move is just beginning. The market, of course, is being whipsawed by Washington headline news, and we did get a very big data drop today with the CPI. For the most part, it was a nothing burger. It was a soft and cooler CPI, but that has to get a reality check by the PPI that comes out next Wednesday. That'll give the market makers a more realistic perspective of what's really happening with inflation. And while all that's being analyzed by the Fed, we've got oil in the background in the midst of war. And anytime oil has rocketed the way that we've seen here in recent days, anytime it's gotten up to the level that it's gotten, we have seen recession. Now, I hate to throw out that ugly, dirty word, but I'm not dropping FUD here. I just want you guys to know that the last time oil spiked in the way that we just saw, the last two times, one of them was 2008, right before the 2009 chaos, and the other one was 2022, and we just went through that. So I bet some of you can still feel the aftermath of 2022. Wouldn't have mattered. Both of those opportunities would have been great moments to buy Wall Street. Let me get a step back here and let me kick things off with Larry. Larry, what are your thoughts right now on the CPI read we got and what is really going to move the market? CPI didn't really move the market so much, but what are you watching right now for your next risk decision?
I'm watching the cues, really. I'm keeping my eyes on the cues more so because it is tech heavy. And remember, this fall off started before the war. It was the AI fear. Remember that? Seems like it was last year, and it was bringing the market down consistently. So I've been keeping my eyes on the cues. I've been keeping my eyes on the Max 7 and seeing what signals it's showing us. War, buy on bombs, sell on trumpets kind of works for me. Like the biggest fear from the war happens closer to the bombs than the trumpet, meaning closer to the attack. Of course, the spike in oil, everything is manufactured from oil. Everything takes oil to be shipped. I think they're going to get that under control. And America has the military power to go over there and to get some sort of control. Of course, there's other faucets that could be turned on via the oil reserves, that type of deal. So I believe the oil thing is short-lived. So if you have oil, you might want to set at least a trailing stop loss. But I think that the war, especially yesterday, where America had its most violent attack, and so did Iran. So it's like two big guys fighting. That fight is not gonna last long because you're just giving up all of the power, right? And so at this pace it can't last long because you're gonna run out of steam. So I believe that this conflict will be over soon. And lastly, I think that the bottom, I'm still there. I believe that the bottom of this war, the market will be this month, meaning March.
I like it. I like it. And, I'm not a war analyst. I would say that there's phases to this war. The first phase being this decapitation event, which seemed quite successful and wiped out the Air Force and the Navy and the leadership of Iran. But there's a second phase, which is far more complicated, and I think that it was Donald Trump was attempting to address it when he was initiating that messaging, which sort of called on the people of Iran to, attempt to step up and go in a different direction, right? So phase two is way more complicated. Phase two might involve boots on the ground. If the powers that
Yeah.
be want to buckle down and go underground and fire off drones from here until eternity, in some degree, the only way that that might be addressed would be to put people there. And that's something that Americans don't want to see. It's something that I don't
Nope.
think Trump wants to do, because that isn't as fun. Just sitting back and watching, victory unfold through power. Obviously, people are back there, pounding their chests. But the more dirty work of war has not been resolved, and they can sit back and fire drones at the Strait of Hormuz between now and eternity. And that is where things get more complicated, and that's where things could drag on. With that build up, Mo, I'm curious, what are your thoughts? And how is this going to impact the market? I started off talking about the fact that CL1 doesn't hit this level, and without it pre-signaling a recession. How concerned are you right now? And what are you watching to determine risk taking?
I got to tell you, I'm going to pull up my chart here just on CVX, which you guys know is Chevron. And as you see this, you see how it went parabolic? Here's the thing I always want you to know. People in the know are already buying before retail knows what's actually going to happen. So this is right when you found out the ships of the United States military were moving in and around Iran in a massive amount of way. All
Yeah.
right. Doesn't it look like somebody who knows they're going to attack? They know they're going to attack before retail. What we get
Yep.
in the press, what we get, and Larry knows is we've been around the block, me and Larry.
Yep.
And one of the things that always gets me is everybody reacts afterwards, like appears afterwards. The real money is made by the people inside who know, and they load it up. And why would Chevron go through the roof before any attacks? And then at the top, you start to see a little bit of red here and not real much movement over the last 2 weeks. Wouldn't you expect it to absolutely explode higher? And yet it doesn't. And so my point, when you ask me, what do I think about it? I think it's a dirty system when I see moves like that going up 30, 40% before, and then the conflicts hit and it just kind of goes up a teeny bit. And now we're way overbought. We're way, and the warning signs are there, and on the RSI's up at 78, almost 79. Like there's so many things blaring at me. And last time this happened, similar situation, overbought. We go back to 2022. And eventually we head down to the 50 EMA for some profit, then back up, a whole bunch of stuff. So my opinion is I agree with Larry. This will be done in March.
Yep.
I don't know if Larry said March exactly, but I agree it's going to be over in the next few weeks. Yep. I think it's over in March as well. Trump has all but said we have done what we wanted, and now they're looking for an off-ramp. The problem is that Iran has already stated that they are not going to come to an agreement for peace unless they get paid for all the damage, that they have guarantees moving forward they're not going to get attacked. And basically, you guys just said it, man. They can send them drones out anytime they want, anywhere they want. Look at Dubai. They're losing all kinds of issues over there right now from them throwing drones in at them. All right. And that's a tourist haven. It's, kind of a mecca for all that. And now you got Iran just throwing drones at anybody who deals with the U.S. And so when's this end? I think in the next few weeks. How's it end? That I don't know. And so are we going to get $200 oil? The one thing Iran knows is they can keep United States against the ropes because they know we don't want to send troops in. Trump said that as well. in terms of massive boots on the ground. I'm not talking about SEAL Team 6. I'm talking, hey, we're going to get 100, 200, 300,000 soldiers to come in. I think they learned from the Iraq way back in the day that the United States isn't going to want to do that again. And so they're using that against us. And when I look at the stocks and stuff like that, and you're saying, well, how good or how bad? I don't know, but I do think it's going to end real soon here. And I think you're going to see these oil stocks that are way overbought start to get profit taking. Now, I'm not going to try to guess, because if we go to $200 oil, then obviously they go higher. But I think it's going to be some kind of announcement. They're working in the back channels, and it's done. And then all of a sudden you're going to have a massive push in the market. And I don't know if it was you, Josh, or Larry, who said the bottom is in and we go higher from here. I agree 100%. I think this year is going to be a phenomenal year after this Iran thing's done. That takes a major roadblock away, and then you're going to have probably a good rebound, a V-shaped rebound. But we'll see.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I'm going to lay out a case through the RSI that would define where I think the bottom will be, the exact trigger. Because, I'm always looking for that specific spot where I'm watching for reversal. And I of course, have come to this show tonight prepared to show you guys exactly where that's at. And we're also going to take a look at what is smart money doing. And I think you guys are going to find it fascinating. I've taken time to look at what the unusual options positioning is right now on the Mag 7. So basically, who's buying what, how much, and is it giving us a directional read? You've got stuff where folks are buying, they're sweeping all the positions with a high target, way in the money, far out, right? But then you've got some Mag 7 stocks that have straddles. Straddles are basically where they're saying they don't know which direction it's going to go. So they're buying a call and a put, and they're going to basically wait for the volatility move to occur. Based on, and I'm going to give you just a prequel to that before I get to Keenan. Based on what's happening, Wall Street is heavily positioning themselves right now in the Mag 7. I'm going to lay that out for you guys, and then I'm going to tell you why they're buying now and what it causes me to believe about the direction that we're going to get in the next 2 weeks. Before I get into that, Keenan, and then of course we're going to be talking about some small cap plays, and I'm going to talk about my favorite big cap play as well today. Keenan, I got a question for you, my man. We've had a conversation here and there on the Stock Squad live events about how much money do all of us have sitting on the sideline waiting to buy. And I already feel like I know the answer to the question I'm going to ask you. But do you have any cash sitting on the sideline waiting for a better opportunity, or have you put it all to work, brother? What's going on in your risk taking right now?
Believe it or not, can you hear me?
Yes.
Believe it or not, I would say most of my money is invested, and my cash I got cash for two reasons, right? Some of my cash is for just quarterly taxes. When you own a business, you got to pay taxes. The rest of it is just operational. I got to pay the people that work for me, got to pay the team, got to pay the bills. Now, I had seen a comment in there that was like, man, Keenan is a noob, and Keenan's going to be richer tomorrow and richer the next day and richer the next day and richer the next day and richer the next day.
Love it.
If this is what a noob is, I hope everybody could be a noob. I wish that on everybody, family. Let me tell you something. I'm debt free. I've been a millionaire since I was 29. If I'm a noob, then I hope you could be a noob one day. If you're a noob, put noob in the chat.
Hey, hold on. I'm on it, Keenan. I'm on it.
Noob in the chat. Listen, I retired my wife before she turned 30. We've been at this for years and years and years. And I say all of that to say, remember, family, everybody got an opinion, but at the end of the day, we get on here so that we can help to teach you, right? We really don't have to do, especially this group live stream. We really don't have to do any of this. We do this out of love. We do this we want y'all to see that the people who are where you want to be are actually collaborating with each other. We're not competing with each other, right? And we actually support each other on and off
Uncle
camera.
Robbie.
So, I say that to say this. If you want to look cool like Larry Jones, make sure you a noob like me.
Come on.
Like, let's
Come
get
on.
it.
Can I say something? Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Go ahead, Larry.
But Larry,
Listen, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all something. Man, for the
We gotta have
person
fun,
that
man.
say that Grace is a noob, you have no idea. Listen, he's the youngest one, but he has blown all of our minds. Right, Josh?
absolutely.
Right, Mo?
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, absolutely.
Let me tell y'all something. Whoever said that, you don't know Keenan Grace. That's all I'm going to say. And when I mean blown all of our minds with his moves financially, the way he's ramped up, and for him to be at his age as stable and literally plans out every move and executes. He has the mind of a 60-year-old when it comes to business at his age. So all I could say to the person that said that, you have no idea who Keenan Grace is.
It's all good. I appreciate that, Larry. I appreciate that. I had seen something, and I want everybody to think about this in your life, right? And I usually I don't address stuff like that, but I thought it'd be a good, funny moment for us to laugh. But they were saying that bees don't convince flies that don't stink. So
Come on, Ken.
Wow. All right. I haven't heard that one before. That was good.
Right,
I got a comment here I want to run by you guys that I really like. And it's something that I thought today when I was examining the charts. And it's from that guy, 5710. He said, we've been dumping since October. And on that point, Larry, I'm going to come to you. We've, you know the analogy of the frog in the pot and the water basically gets slowed up, turned up a little bit degree by degree, and he doesn't notice and he never jumps out. That's kind of the way the market's been. And I think it's finally at a simmer. In recent days, we've fallen off and had a nice flash down here recently. But, the fact is, the top of the market for many stocks was 2025 October. And for, let's say, Microsoft and a couple others, it was July of 2025. And, we have been rolling over for a long time. And, people maybe they've been kind of complaining. It's been uncomfortable. Palantir far from 200. NVIDIA far from 200. Many others in the, it's a burning trash can at this point. What are your thoughts on the market in regards to the fact that we've been selling off?
Josh,
do you see it as opportunity?
Josh, I want you to pull up something. I want you to pull up a stock.
I'll answer that when Keenan finishes.
Yes.
Let me just do this real quick. I want you to pull up a stock. It's ticker symbol SAP, right? And it's SAP. Now, the technicals, they ain't there yet. They're almost there. But this is a competitor to Oracle, right? It's like an AI company, and it's a huge company. This company is a $230 billion company. Hardly anybody has ever heard of it. However, they are Oracle's like one of their top competitors, and they have fallen from 313 just about at the top somewhere to about under $200. So this one, I've noticed it. Not that I'm ready to buy it yet, because it isn't there yet, everybody. But this is one that I seen that I saw some institutions starting to try to get into around this level between now and about 160. And there is a level of support. You can kind of see it all the way over there.
Yeah, we
on the
got
left.
support at 186 for sure.
And then another one like right under it, like near 160. And I just got my eye on it. I didn't buy it, but I had just caught wind of this one recently, and I want to just assess it because I haven't seen it much. I looked at the fundamentals of the company. The PE right now is 26. Just for reference, modern day tech stocks generally are decent when they're 30 at a PE. Lower is better. And it's at 26. The forward PE is 23. So they expect to be even more profitable. They beat earning estimates like 4 times in a row, earnings per share estimates, revenue estimates, and stock is just coming down. So fundamentally, the company is getting better, but the fear of AI bubbles has been taking this company, basically cut them in half almost. So I've been studying this one today. Now, I didn't buy it yet. I want everybody to just understand that. But I've been studying it, and I just wanted to just put it on your radar.
Yeah,
I
they
see.
earnings is very
I just
strong. It's about 11 billion a quarter. And yes, they had a little bit of a miss of expectation. They had reported no, they beat. They beat. So I mean, it does look really good, Keenan. I agree with you. Um,
Yeah, I'd say 169 is the fib retracement down to the 61.8 on the weekly candles too. So you're right in between the 50 and 61.8 right now, which is absolutely an amazing. So anywhere near 169, man, you got the PE screaming opportunity, and technically on the weekly candles after that run, that's screaming support. So that's a good one. I like that
Yeah.
one.
So just know, everybody, I'm doing my research on this one. I'll fill you in as I find out more. But this is one that I've been paying attention to today.
yeah, well, thank you for bringing it to our attention, and we're gonna be looking at some stocks that are doing really well, and I think are queuing up. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay.
What you thought about being a frog in the pot and getting cooked here?
Well, here, I'm going to go to a chart here. I don't know if you can bring me up, but I'll just put it in mine. I just looked at Keenan's sap there, and this is actually green. So we're printing a green light to go with Keenan. I'm on the daily. All right. So here's what I want to show you guys this. And it's a bit washed here. And I think I talked about this on our last one. So it's the yellow here at the top is the NASDAQ, right? This is year to date. The NASDAQ is down 2%. But a stock that's heavily weighted in the NASDAQ is down 16%, right? So what is my point here? So you could see that Microsoft is down 16%, but the NASDAQ is only down 2%. What I'm saying is that what normally happens is the entire index goes down. The S&P or the SPY, the NASDAQ or QQQ, the whole index go down, right? And it's been a tech scare. That's what started bringing us down in October. You hear what's called CapEx. That's capital expenditures. $800 billion is what has been spent or earmarked towards the infrastructure of AI. Follow? We haven't had a return on that. They're building out the infrastructure. What happened was the market said that's too much, too quick, and these companies' valuations don't make sense. So since October, we've been selling off for that reason. It wasn't war, it was for that reason. So in the last video, I made a statement that I hope it bottoms out during this war. And so now we have the war on top of the sell-off that was already going on.
I like that
And I
point, Larry.
hope what's that?
I like that point.
Exactly. So now the war is taking it further down. And the truth be told, I hope it takes it all the way to the bottom. Let's get this slow bleed off and let's rip the band-aid off and let's get it over with so we could start a normal market. So what happened? Just like this is showing you, the stock that were overvalued that are now of value, because I think Microsoft it went from overvalued to being a better value. Here's what's happening. They get oversold these individual stock. So instead of the entire NASDAQ, it was picking certain companies out of the NASDAQ, and they were in a bear market all the way from a correction to a bear market. Negative 10% down to negative 20%. Some of them hit in this year. And so again, the principal, or should I say your employer, was calling all the employees to the desk and saying, show me why I'm paying you. What do you call that when the companies, you have to, a performance? All of these companies had a performance call and some of them failed and they got punished. Okay. So what I've been doing in this time frame is I've been looking for things that were beat down and oversold. That's why I came up with HIMS. I came up with HIMS because HIMS was already beat down. It was already beat down. And then what happened? The lawsuit.
Larry, you getting into the small cap section of the show.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna hold that, and we'll wait to the small cap. I don't want to steal your thunder.
You do have a good one there. You do have a good one there. Okay, let me go over something here, guys. I'm going to quickly show you some technicals. I'm going to give you a case. I'm going to tell you exactly when the market's going to bottom and when we're going to top and where that top's going to be. Now, it's purely just speculative theory.
Thank you for saying that, Josh.
It changes from moment to moment, tweet to tweet, and whatever's going on in the world and the market. But there is a valid case for what I'm going to show you guys. The fact is, oil hitting this level is a signal, and there could even be some argument for market makers attempting to crash these markets. Again, we talked about this back in 2025 with the idea that we do need to refinance our debt. We need to bring rates down, and one of the best ways of getting the Fed to loosen up is to do some of these dynamics, which brings a slowdown to the economy and forces him to begin to cut rates to stimulate the economy. So one way or another, it seems like they're going to get everything they want by doing some pretty radical things. Let me take you guys into the charts. I'm going to show you three charts I want you to be watching. Right, we're going to look at the CL1, which measures oil, and I'm going to show you a high time frame. I'm actually going to show you 3-month charts so you can get a really big perspective of it, right? I just want you guys to see with your own eyes the significance of where we're at. Okay, when oil gets this high, it typically means something. When oil got this high, this was 2008. Okay, when oil got this high, it was 2022. Okay, so we don't get up into this stratosphere of oil prices without it meaning something. Okay, now you can see that we've got a green 3-month candle here, which means we could continue higher. And if we do, we cannot ignore the warning flags from the past. Okay, so I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm just wanting you to see with your own eyes that the top of this chart is marked by 2008 and 2022 and now 2026. So note it, bank it, and keep it into consideration. Now let's go look at the SPY. Okay, and I want to dial you in on the 9. Let me pull up the EMA. We've got the 9 EMA, and I've talked with you guys before. We're looking at weekly candles. And if you go back and do it like a homework assignment, try to find where 2 weekly candles closed beneath the 9. Go back and try to find that. Anywhere where you identify that on the chart is when there was a much bigger drop, okay? The last time we had 2 weekly candles close beneath the 9 was back here, right before April of 2025, and that gave us this huge move, okay? And if you keep going back, you're going to find that the only time when 2 weekly candles close beneath the 9, it always gives a bad result. So now we've got weekly candles ominous like we do with the price of oil. Now I could keep going back in time and showing you that every time we got these 2 candles, it gave a bigger downturn, but you just go back and do that homework for yourself. Let me tell you guys when we know for certain that this is over. I'm going to give it to you now. You ready? This is the 3rd signal I prepared for you today. That's the VIX, baby. There's only 2 ways forward, right? And that's either higher. Okay, now this is over when fear reaches 60. Larry, I know you and I have been doing this for 20 years now. Anytime fear hits 60, it's time to buy stocks. Okay, go back in time. It's always a good decision to buy when the VIX hits between 50 and 60. Buy. Okay, it always is. Now, we are, unfortunately, we had a move above 21. And we'll say we're in the middle, okay? Which means that this could get much, much worse and fear could accelerate based on bad news, or we could cool off, okay? But trust me when I tell you, that you should not feel comfortable as that frog sitting in the ever increasing heated tub jacuzzi that you're in until we get beneath 21. Okay. We need to get between 21 and we need to stay beneath 21. And that means that the worst is over. Personally, I think we've got a trajectory of going higher before we go lower, but I don't know. Let me break down for you guys what before I go too much further. I'm going to go into next. We got two more subjects to cover, and these are the best ones because these are the ones about making money. I'm going to talk to you about how institutional money is positioning themselves in the Mag 7, and we're going to call out some small cap bangers and heaters. You already know Larry's, which is an incredible play. This is one that was just recently down at $14, and now it's north of 22. What's the price tonight, Larry, on HIMS?
You know, let me see.
And more
2611 is
what's it at?
2611.
2611?
Yep.
Not bad. More importantly, we're going to give you some insight as to what exactly we're doing with those plays. It'll be interesting to hear what Larry has to say about HIMS, whether he's buying it right now on this current push higher. But before I go higher, let me just quickly get a reaction from you, Mo, on the three charts I went over, and what do they mean?
I'll tell you this, Josh. When it comes to these stocks and when the market's going, when we bottom out, when we top out, and you talk about the VIX. When I see the VIX climbing, I'm going to pull my chart up here real quick here. Give me a second. When I see the VIX popping up like we have, of course I always get this. There we go. When I start to see this, and we pull the VIX up, we go out one day, you can see it. Go out 5 days, 24.23. Go out, you go out 1 month, 37% up. You go out 6 months. What do you start to notice? You go out a full year. We are normally down here around that 14, 13, 14, 15 area. And now we're climbing up. You think about the one time this year, 52. And we have a major war right now. Iran, US, oil, $200 a barrel. You hear these reports from Iran. And why is the VIX topping out at 29 and moving down now, 17%? Why, if the news is correct, all the threats are correct, why are we seeing this move down? Shouldn't it be going through the roof? Shouldn't we be seeing, we have the worst strikes. You keep hearing the noise. You keep hearing the articles. Oh, well, here's the deal. Just as I showed you earlier about talking about how oil moved up as it knew ahead of time before us retail that things were going to go through the roof and we're going to have lots of bombs blown up and all this. The VIX is starting to drop from that high. And I mean, to put it in a week, you don't have to change, but they can see it here. You're going down right here, 22% drop off the top. And yet, for everybody who's concerned about where we go, what stocks, small caps, big cap, at the end of the day, if you got $200 oil sustained, the entire market's going to crash. No doubt about it. But this VIX is saying something different, isn't it?
Well, I hear your point. I hear your point, and I want to just underline it for the listeners. What Mo has pulled together is his first comment and this comment saying that just like smart money piled into oil before the war, he's suggesting should we be reading the VIX's calmness right now as perhaps an early resolution to the war. Larry, you had a quick comment, and Keenan, I'm coming to you next.
Yeah, I want to show something because sometimes we're trying to help you guys, and sometimes I see comments that you said every time, Josh, that the VIX went to 60, you should have been buying, and then somebody said until it's not. Well, the person that says until it's not, I'm just going to tell you, you're doing it wrong. And I'm saying this in love because it boggles my mind that even today, Josh, somebody asked Larry, should I buy oil? Larry, should I buy gold? So this happens every single time. It just boggles my mind. So you wait until oil hits $100 a barrel, and you wait till gold hits the record-breaking
4,000.
high in the history, and then you say, "Is it time to buy?" You're
Larry's nailing it.
dumb. Exactly.
Yep.
You're dumb
He's
money.
nailing it.
No, I'll
You
tell
know
you.
what it's
I'll
like,
tell you
Larry?
someone who
Larry,
didn't.
just
Larry,
to jump
I'm going to
in.
tell you someone who did not have to be told to spend that cash, and that's my man Keenan.
Keenan, great.
Yeah,
So,
Keenan, what do you think about
Josh,
this? I know Keenan
this is what
never
I wanted
asked
to
the
say.
question, "Should I be buying?"
Larry,
right.
Larry,
Yes.
it's like this. Somebody said it works until it doesn't, right? That's the same
Yep.
people that don't wear seatbelts because they
Come
heard
on.
somebody died in a car accident because of a seatbelt. Yeah, the one
Yep.
person out of the 10,000 people that is saved, right?
Yep.
So you can't plan with outliers. You have to plan with the norm. That's what honestly reading the charts
Exactly.
is all about. You have to go with what is probabilistic, not what's
Yes.
possible, what's probable. That's the key.
Right.
So,
So,
Josh, could you pull up that picture that I just posted real quick? This is a quick one.
that,
I don't know if you can
and
share
I
it.
want to
Where
show
is
you
that?
something to finish my point. I want to show something.
I tried
too.
to share the screen. It won't show it. It might not
I don't
show
see it. Where? Oh, is it? Where'd you
What?
send it?
It's like
While
it's in
you
the
doing that,
background.
Josh, bring me up while you're doing that. Okay, guys, please, to the person that made that comment, because I don't want you to taint the rest of the family. That's dumb. I'm sorry. The NASDAQ, good people, please listen. Okay? This is the VIX. Josh just told you that whenever the VIX spike up like to 60, you should be selling. So if the VIX is up, do you notice what happened to the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ went down, right? Every time the VIX spike up, the NASDAQ go down. This is like a reverse. Look at that. VIX up. I'm sorry. VIX down, NASDAQ up. VIX up, NASDAQ down. You guys see that, right? And then when the VIX
Yep.
spike up, what happened to the NASDAQ? It dipped down. Are you supposed to be buying the stock that's in the NASDAQ when it's down or up? You're supposed to be buying when it's down. So when the VIX spike up, if I put the S&P down here, it's going to dip down too. So we're telling you to buy low. And if you're going to sell high, you wait till the VIX cool off. And then this goes up. This is where you sell.
Yes,
you
sir.
buy down here and you sell up here. And I'm sorry, no apologies, because we're trying to get you guys to stop being emotional traders. Just the one person. We want you to make money. Get the lesson, please. So if you want to buy gold, wait till it goes to an all-time low where nobody's talking about it. There's no war. The stock market is doing well. Buy gold and hold it.
All right, Keenan, what
Sell
do you
it
want
when
me
it
to do?
spikes.
Thank you, Larry. I agree. Thank you for making that more clear for everybody. Yeah, whenever the VIX hits 60, it means it's max fear, okay? And that's when you have to start taking risk again, because that fear is not going to blow out of proportion and go higher. 60's always been a technical mark for when the fear has reached a max. It's sort of like with crypto, it's sort of the greed and fear index. Well, that's max fear for Wall Street. Keenan, what am I supposed to be pulling up?
So I was trying to share something with the screen, but it won't switch. So I texted to you. I don't know if you could share that way. But it's basically the picture of how trading used to be versus how trading is now.
I can share this in a few seconds. Give me a minute. You talk and I'll get it up.
Okay, yeah. So everybody in the chat, what I want you to do right now is tell me a small cap stock that you have made some money on. That's what I want to see. A small cap stock that everybody might have a different one that made some money on. So the reason that I say that is because one thing that I noticed is people often will buy a few of a small cap stock.
It's up now.
Oh yeah, here we go. Family, this is how trading used to be. Fundamentals, technicals, and so on.
This is great.
These
Yeah,
days,
it's great.
you need to wait for your
Yeah.
next Trump tweet. And if he's saying we going to war, oh yeah, the market's coming down. The war is gonna slow down. The market is gonna pump, baby. So Josh had mentioned this before, Larry as well, and even Mo. And it's the taco trade. It's Trump always chickens out. It's the acronym of taco. Now, for those of you who might have got offended, this is not about Trump really chickening out. It's just a trade strategy saying that whatever he says, then just wait for him to say the opposite thing, and then you will be able to make some money. So if he's saying we're going to war and this war is gonna be a forever war, we can fund it forever, just wait for him to say it's gonna end soon, and then just play it like that. Now, it seems crazy, but crazier things have happened in this world, and if you learn how to take advantage of them early, you will be one of the ones who make some money.
All right.
I yield the floor.
That's really good. I actually realized I didn't give you guys my SPY analysis. Let me quickly show it to you because I showed you the SPY. I didn't show you the SPY RSI, and I want to leave you guys with this. So let me take you in there, and I want you guys to see something here, okay? You know, I've been on this RSI deal for a while, and I've talked about the fact that you've got, this is support right here, right around 56. And as soon as we lose it, we go into a danger zone, right? That's when we lost it last. We lost it, okay? We lost it. Now, the last time we lost it, we flashed down in April. It was just gnarly. It was a straight descent, right? And it was pretty scary, even though we all should have just, you know, the only one who was putting all the money in the entire time was Keenan. But we all bought the dip, right? I bought the dip. Anyways, but right here is what I'm watching. This is the spot that I think we're going to duplicate. I don't think this is going to be another April, okay? It's a little bit like this. And if you guys go back later and do some RSI research of your own, you're going to see that just like before, we lost the key level of 56. Well, we lost that here. It bounced there twice, but then we lost it. We came down and hit the 50 and had a slight curl up. Okay, now watch me, guys. Watch me. Look, we'll look at the price up here, okay? We had a slight curl up. That's what we've had right now. We've come down. We lost the critical level. We've had a little curl up. People are feeling a little bit better. Some people are lying to you, telling you that we're going straight up to the top. We're not. We're going to have one more dip down where we test the 40. Right here, we're going to test the 40. And this is what I believe is going to happen, okay? And then we're going to rip up until May. That's the summer. We're going to go up for 4 months. I agree with Larry that we're going to, and Mo, I believe that we are not out of the woods now, that we are going to find a bottom sometime here in March. And I believe that the next 4 months after that is going to be a money-making extravaganza. And I'm going to tell you guys here, I'm going to let these guys react because I really wanted to get that in. And those who are a little bit more technical, you guys understand it. If you don't know what I just shared and don't understand it, you can join the communities that the four of us host. You got KGU University, you got Stock Mo's community, you got Stock Up with Larry Jones, and you got the SWJ fam. Come check out those communities because we teach about the RSI and the MACD in those sessions. But,
Josh, can I say something real quick? I
Yes,
seen
sir.
a comment that I think is great. It's so good. Somebody said, I'm not trading off anything that the Trump says. Yeah, I'm not trading off anything Trump says. So listen, we got Stocks with Josh, the chart GOAT in the building. Josh, what do you think will have a greater impact on the market? Technicals or if Trump says something unexpected on the news?
You know, I think that the market is entirely headline driven. I think your cartoon picture there was 100% accurate.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it. We are not in. I mean, you know, I'm going to get into that in a minute here. Matter of fact, let me on that question. Let me just go over what's happening. CPI, we obviously got that today, and inflation was basically cooling slowly, still above target. The Fed's going to say he's going to hold rates higher for longer. Then we've got
Josh, I just want to expand really quick.
Go ahead.
Because somebody said this. I go by the charts only. Now, we love the charts. The charts are the best tool that we have to trade, period. They are predictive factors. However, if you go by the charts only, that's blinding yourself to the real world. So you have to always use all of the information you have and not just blind yourself because you are treating the charts as if it's a religion. You shouldn't treat
Thank you.
Well, I
headlines as
will.
if
Okay,
it's a
so you
religion,
asked me,
and
so
don't
I'll
treat
answer it.
teach the charts like it's a religion. You got to use all available info. Go
I'm a
ahead,
little
Josh.
bit closer to the guy that treats the charts like a religion, but let me defend myself for a minute because you asked me. You asked me.
Yep. Yep.
I truly believe that, and I think this will answer your question. I truly believe the charts always are forecasting what is coming, and
Correct.
it's the tweets that fulfill what the charts were suggesting was going to happen. Now, but let me be clear. It takes the tweet to justify the move, right? And so there is this correlation between the two. For instance, the RSI is curling up a little bit, but it's already, like I said, those 2 weekly candles beneath the 9
Mm-hmm.
and all these other factors were already telling you that we were in a precarious spot. So when a headline news event occurs that causes the market to make that leg down to the 40 RSI that I just told you we were going to hit,
Mm-hmm.
the charts were telling you that it was preparing for that tweet. And so I don't disagree with you that there is a symbiotic relationship between headline news and the charts. But I also agree with that guy that if you are a purist chartist like myself and you believe price is truth, that you are taking very seriously what those charts are already telling us is going to happen and what it's preparing for. Now, do the charts make the move before the tweet? No. And that's Keenan's point.
Right. Can I say something?
Yes. Well,
Yep.
Keenan, do you have a final
Sometimes the
word on that real
chart is
quick?
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Did you
Who's
have a
that?
final comment,
No,
Keenan?
no,
Go ahead,
that's
Larry.
it. Go ahead, Larry.
Sometimes the chart can become a lagging indicator. So if Donald Trump comes out tomorrow and says, I'm gonna bomb every country. Of
Right.
course, the charts didn't see that. So the chart is going to react instantly to that. But the chart at that point is a lagging indicator to Keenan's point, right?
Right.
There was no way the charts could see something as drastic as that's happening. But
Right.
so that's all Keenan is saying, that because this market is overly sensitive right now, let's just call it what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It's overly sensitive right now because it's been whipsawed. What I really wanted to say, and not to change the conversation, guys,
Nope. You
is
knocking
this
it out the park.
to the person that I said, I listen. If my words were heavy, I I apologize, but I want to, because I don't want what you say to taint what we're trying to say and what we're trying to teach. Josh, could you bring me up really quick? I'll do this in 30 minutes,
Go ahead.
and I don't have to talk for the rest of this session. Dumb money. What is dumb money? Okay, I wasn't calling you dumb money. Rich money called you dumb money. Dumb money. You see here? Read that. What is the
Mm.
behavior? Okay. You see here? Primary definition. If mostly common refers to, you can see this investors as groups. You can see here smart money. And then behavior. The term describes the process of investors rather than intelligence of person. All right. And then here, emotional trading, making decisions based on fear, greed, see here, or fear of missing out. And it
Mm-hmm.
goes on to say that you sell at the bottom and buy at the top. That's the literal definition of dumb money. So when I said dumb money, I want you to understand where the origin of it comes from. Wall Street is calling you dumb money. And the truth be told, more of us than not are actually dumb money. Now, to
Yeah.
Mo's point about where this oil is coming, bring me up one more time, Josh. While the people who were selling this oil, can you read? Hey, Mo, can
Yeah.
you read this for me?
The whole thing, I don't know, Larry. The alleged tariff bet. Mid-2025, Cantor Fitzgerald now runs Lutnick's sons, Brandon and Kyle, were pitching a litigation finance product, how it works. They offered to buy the rights to potential. I can't read it now. That got right in the middle of it.
Sorry.
Tariff refunds from companies that paid duties under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Price Cantor allegedly offered to pay companies 20 to 30% of their paid tariffs in immediate cash. The profit, if the courts eventually ruled tariffs illegal, which we all knew they would, Lair, Cantor would collect 100% refund. So basically, he was buying for 20 to 30%. Here's here's $1 million. I'll give you 200,000 that you paid $1 million for tariffs. I'll give you 200,000 if and only if the courts find it illegal. I'll buy it and give you 200,000 up front. That's your money. If they don't find it illegal, you keep it. If they do, I get the $1 million. And he won.
This is Howard Lutnick.
Yep.
Who is Howard Lutnick? This is what I keep trying to tell people. They're going to take me out. I'm telling you guys. These people are robbing you blind. These people knew this war was coming up. These people made money off of oil before the first bomb.
Hey, we showed the charts, Larry. They were piling in.
So we giving y'all the real play, and I'm just begging. I'm begging you guys, don't be dumb money. Don't operate off of
Larry,
fear.
you know what the Romans used to do? You know what the Romans used to do?
Yes,
they used
sir.
to set a battle in the Colosseum to distract the people. And I remember not even 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, before this war, it was all about Charlie, not even Charlie. What's his name? Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you know who?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And now,
Jeffrey E.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden they needed a distraction. Oh, let's go over here, and hey, it is what it is, right? So I say that to say, when you seen all of these people who are elite in trouble, and you were paying too much attention to what they were doing in the dark, they said, wait, let's all put our money in oils things and then start a war.
Let me show this to the people. Watch this.
Allegedly.
Look, watch this one. Read this one, y'all.
I believe it there.
Read that one. Read that one, Keenan.
So Rep. Majority Taylor Greene purchased between $21,000 and $315,000 in stocks between April 8th and 9th of 2025, immediately before and during President Trump's announcement of the 90-day tariff pause. And these well-timed trades included companies like Tesla, NVIDIA, and Amazon, which saw significant gains after the announcement, per the New York Times.
And we already know about Nancy Pelosi and her crystal ball. I'm telling you guys, we are being played, but we making money. And the 4 of us, we see this. This is where I spend my time researching. I come and give this information to you guys. One of you guys get offended because you caught up into this political crap. And we're just trying to lead you to the money because we really love you. They don't love you. They don't love you. We love you because I had to run home and forbid making money to come here to serve you guys. I'm not making money off of this, but I'm leaving legacy. If I tell you the truth, I don't care if they come take me out. We want you guys to prosper. I yield the floor for the rest of the evening.
If they come try to take you out, Larry, I'm showing up with this.
Nerf gun, baby. Watch it.
All right. We're winding down. I want to get a few more topics in. I want to give you guys some hot stocks that we're watching right now. But let me just go over unusual options activity and what Wall Street is doing. And I'll just tell you right out of the bat, in some cases, they're buying very, very heavy positioning. But I want to be clear that they're expecting volatility. So here's what's often happening. They're buying long, high target prices. For instance, Tesla at $500, but they're also adding short-term positions for volatile moves. And so it leads me to believe, according to that SPY RSI review that I did with you, that they're basically going to be buying far out, high target options for a move higher in the next 4 months, but simultaneously adding some short positions in the near term for volatility, right? To protect themselves against volatility. And I'm just going to go through it with you. Meta, for example, one trade today showed $5.7 million in Meta call buying at the $700 strike price. Okay, so that's institutional money buying a very high target, expecting a massive return. Someone said, what is a sweep? Because I commented on sweep earlier. Every option, okay, has a certain amount of open interest, okay? It's people that are selling those options. And when someone comes along and buys all the open interest on every single strike price, that's a sweep. They're sweeping all the available positions that they can gobble up, right? They're basically accumulating. And so smart money is accumulating right now, Mag 7. Microsoft call volume exceeding open interest. This is considered unusual and directional, okay? But they also, with Microsoft, were adding short-term protection. Tesla stacking calls in the millions at the $500 strike price. Larry and I got together this afternoon, and we were in a Tesla, and
Josh, I got to talk about it. Go ahead.
we asked Arya. We were asking her questions about Elon and about the market. We were just playing around, and Arya told us that there was some heavy institutional accumulation on Tesla right now. And so,
Yep.
if you don't know, ask your Tesla.
I got to, at the end of the show, I got to tell them what happened, Josh.
Yeah. So the clean takeaway is this: the number 2 leadership plays for AI and growth in 2026 are still NVIDIA and Meta. Everybody's, afraid to buy them. They're a little bit cooked. They're a little bit singed in the pot. The frog is toasty. But the fact is, institutional money is positioning itself in NVIDIA and Meta as the high-flying growth stocks of 2026. However, when you look at all of the unusual options activity, you see that they're hedging short-term for a violent move. And you say, Josh, why would they be buying options right now in the tunes of, and I'm going to explain it to you. This is going to be a breakthrough for some of you, in the tunes of millions of dollars, when you're telling me that the SPY is predicting a flash crash down to 40 and a bounce. Why would they buy now? You have to realize that options premium is priced based on volatility. And so while the market is calm, the premium is going to be lower. And so if you buy when there's extreme volatility, the premiums begin to go up. And so this is smart money taking a position before the move occurs. Now, I just want to go over a couple other things. There's strategic accumulation for Amazon and Microsoft. Microsoft did have the most positioning for a sideways move that would last longer, something to process. I don't really know what that means, but it is the fact. Defensive positioning is still Apple and Google, which I'm going to give you my view of what that means, defensive positioning. When NVIDIA and Meta peak, you're going to see Apple and Google follow. So when those two calm down and find their top in May, if that happens, you're going to see Apple and Google come later to the party. And then the pure speculation play is Tesla. We saw almost 4 million, average between 3 to 5 million. I got a little confused as to whether it was 4 million yesterday and 5 million today, but between $3 and $5 million daily call options at the $500 strike price. So Wall Street is looking ahead. And remember, they go 6 months out. They're not doing today. I try to get folks in my community just to make investment decisions on Friday afternoon, half an hour before the market closes. But people are so eager. They got money to put to work and they want to do it on Monday and Tuesday. I'm just trying to get folks to, wait until you get a full view of what happened that week and look at it and take your risk position then. Wall Street's 6 months out. They're already positioning for the move that's coming. But I also believe that the charts are forecasting volatility. I also believe that some of the moves that we've seen, even if we go up to what I believe is going to be an ultimate top of 740, even if we get up there, we still have a midterm election year. The war will be in the rearview mirror. The new drama will be in Washington. And during the midterm election in the fall, markets fall hard. They typically pull back a minimum of 20%. But if you stop and think about it, if we drop now, hit 650, run up to 740, and then pull back 20% from there, we're all still making money. And Keenan got richer because he was putting money in every single month.
Yep. And I'll continue to do so. And just to go back on what I was saying too, like not even go back on it, but just to rehash it. Everybody remember, trading with the chart and not with your heart. Don't be emotional. Trade with the
Right.
charts is the
All right, we
best
got 5
tool
minutes to wrap up this
that we
show, and
have.
I'm going to give you small cap plays. I'm going to give you my two, right? And then I'm going to let each of these guys give a small cap play that they've got in mind or
Got you.
whatever their favorite stock is right now. And then this is the last 5 minutes of the show. This might be the most powerful money making moment, so stay tuned in. Drop an emoji, a heart, if you guys have enjoyed this show and having these guys on. So right now, my favorite small cap stock is Poet. You guys know AMPX has been on a blistering run and hasn't slowed down. And I don't think the run is over yet. I think it can move higher from here. And so I'm not selling AMPX. Raise your stop loss. However, what I like more is Poet had an inflection point, right? I love how Wall Street always uses big words like bifurcation. It was a point in time in which the price could have bifurcated either way. But I
Bifurcation.
like the fact that Poet has stepped up, and I think it's getting ready to move. So don't come tardy to the party. Now, I want to quickly comment on Adobe. I saw someone ask like 4 times, Josh, are you still in Adobe? Yes, I talked about it on my show. I bought 5. When I talked about it on my show, when it dipped, I bought 2 more, and their earnings are tomorrow. And I spent time on the chart today. It still looks, obviously the Adobe chart has been ugly, but I still see potential for this to pop. So we'll see what happens. I'm not in too deep. I will hold those 7 call options through earnings. I may even take a shorter term put just to hedge it a little bit, but that's what I'm doing with my Adobe. So my pick is Poet, and I have to shout out SoFi again. Show up for tomorrow's video. I'm going to talk about SoFi and Poet, and I'm going to show you. I want you guys to see it with your own eyes. There is incredible bullish divergence on SoFi's chart. And you got an engulfing candle. You got a pullback from recent highs. We now have very clearly defined bullish divergence. I'm saying this, if we do have some volatility over the next 2 weeks and SoFi comes down at all, definitely that will be one of my first go-to plays for this coming run-up. That could have a very powerful move. That's my small cap plays and ideas. I know we'll end with hymns, but let me just shoot it to Mo. Mo, you got any stock that you want to give the family tonight?
I'm just going to warn everybody. Look at the SPY. You don't have to blow this up or anything, but we haven't had the 13 cross under. And since you don't have the color there, this line right here has not crossed this line here, which is the 50. The 13 has not crossed the 50 EMA since May of 2025, almost 10 months ago. And we just crossed. Expect more pain before we get that gain. So that's my warning to everybody.
I like it, Mo. Thank you for putting
Yeah.
the reality check on it. The frog is getting toastier and toastier.
Yeah.
Keenan, what do you got for us tonight? I do like that SAP play. I will put that on my watch list and begin to track
Yeah,
it.
me
What else do
too.
you got for us?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna watch that. Remember, everybody, watch means with my eyes. I didn't buy it yet. I don't sneak buy. I'll let you know if I do. But for now, I'm watching it. I just learned about it in this way, so I'm keeping my eye on that. The next one, I was gonna say SoFi. Also, though, remember, you have to have a point where your play can be invalidated. A lot of people think they're getting into a play and they just, if it doesn't go the way they want it to go, they just hold on to it forever. And something was a trade and now you're an investor. Now you're a part of a certain community and want to be a part of. So have points where your play can be invalidated so you can get out and have cash. The other one, so it's going to be SoFi, but Microsoft. If I had to put in just a whole lot of money into something right now, go into a coma and wake up years and years and years from now, it'd be Microsoft. So SoFi, Microsoft, watch list. I got my eye on SAP.
Larry, finish us off with hymns, my man.
Yes, sir. So you notice Josh said unusual activity on Amazon and Microsoft. What was our picks last time we talked? Amazon and Microsoft. We're trying to lead you guys to the money. Of course, the small cap, you guys know is HIMS. We have a massive run. We're already up 60% as it is today from when I called it in even here. 60% since I've been talking about it. I easily see it going to $42. I see him going to $42. Now, there's going to be some pullbacks before that happens. It's going to take some time, and this is a long-term investment for me. So I'm just going to continue to buy some only on pullbacks like we did. And lastly, we were in the Tesla. It was Josh's wife's Tesla, right? And Josh is talking to it. I didn't know that this Tesla did that. Josh says to, what do you call it, the name of Tesla?
Aria,
What's her name? Huh?
Aria.
So he said,
It's
Aria,
Grok,
I've
but it's
had a
Aria.
bad day. I've had a bad day. I need reaffirmation. And he says, could you call me Lord? I said, no, tell her to call you Lord. I'm in the back seat. And she says, yes, my Lord. He says, could you say it with an English accent? And she said, yes, my Lord. And then we got closer to the house. He said, now, how am I doing? Tell me that. You are smart and you are intelligent and you are the master of directions, my Lord. I was on the floor bawling. I was laughing so hard.
We were
Oh
having a
my
good
God.
time. We were having a good time.
Oh my goodness.
It was too funny, man. It was too funny. Always having fun. Well,
That's fun.
that's it, guys. I thought this was great. Show up for that SoFi video. I want to show you guys that tomorrow, and make sure you go over to these guys' pages and subscribe. Stock Up with Larry Jones. These are the legends on Wall Street. Stock Mo and Keenan Grace. Appreciate you guys being here. I thank you for the insights and the investment ideas. Peace and blessings, my friends. We'll see you all later.
Peace.